Welcome back to our vegetable patch, where life is usually sunny and green. But today, something is different. A shadow has fallen over our garden, not from a cloud, but from something new. Something ... strange. It came from the world beyond the fence, a world our little veggies know nothing about. At first, they felt so small, so helpless. What could a tiny carrot or a humble potato do against a threat so big and unknown? The air grew heavy with worry. The wind, which usually whispered secrets of growth and sunshine, now seemed to carry a message of despair. The once bright leaves of the spinach plants drooped, and even the cheerful cherry tomatoes lost some of their shine. They looked up at the vast, uncaring sky, feeling utterly powerless. How could their small, rooted world possibly stand a chance against a danger from the great outside? But then, something began to shift. It started with a whisper from Old Man Parsnip, his roots deep in the soil and his mind full of garden wisdom. He reminded them of the time they worked together to guide the water during a dry spell, and how the peas and beans created a ladder for a ladybug to escape a spider's web. They weren't just individual plants, they were a community. They had faced challenges before, just not one that came from the sky. This sparked an idea. The clever cucumbers, with their long, winding vines, started to think, what if they couldn't fight with strength? What if they could fight with smarts? They began to talk with the sturdy pumpkins and the tall, watchful sunflowers. A plan started to form, a clever, tangled, and brilliant plan. They realized that their power wasn't in their size, but in their connection to each other. The garden was a network, a web of roots and leaves, and they could use that. The cucumbers suggested weaving their vines together, creating a net. The sunflowers, standing tall, could act as watchtowers, letting everyone know when the danger was near. The prickly squash plants offered to form a protective barrier around the more delicate herbs. Each vegetable found a role, a purpose. The fear didn't just disappear, but it was replaced by a buzz of activity, a sense of shared purpose. They were no longer just waiting for something to happen. They were making something happen. And so, as the new danger loomed, the garden was ready. It wasn't a garden of cowering vegetables anymore. It was a united front, a fortress of foliage and flowers. They had learned a powerful lesson. Even when you feel small and the world feels overwhelmingly big, clever thinking and standing together can turn the tide. They proved that with a little bit of teamwork and a lot of heart. Even the smallest among us can stand up to the greatest of threats.